So with that, it's with no joy in my heart that I will vote against reconfirmation. Change is never easy, but I believe it's time for a change.
And therefore, I will not be voting in favor of reconfirmation.
Would the clerk please read?
Motion 17-04, that in accordance with the Tacoma City Charter, the board has reviewed the performance of the Director of Utilities and reconfirms its appointment of William A. Gaines as Director of Utilities and recommends the City Council concur with the reconfirmation.
I move to approve the motion.
Second.
So we come to this every year, the reconfirmation of the Director of the Utilities. And it's been 2 years of an interesting twist because now with the City Charter Amendment, we also will be going to the City Council for the reconfirmation. And what I don't want to see and what I'm anticipating I'm going to see, and I hope that everyone will look out for, is the politicization of this role. This role is much more than click. What you will hear and see in the coming weeks probably are the very passionate opinions, but again, performance is what we evaluate. And there's no way that you cannot reconfirm somebody with strong results. So that's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Other board members?
So as Monique referred to, there is some differences of opinions, some fairly strong differences of opinions within the board on the director's performance over the last year and years previous to that as well. As a board member, I believe that senior executives of public agencies are expected to be proficient not only in management and technical skills, but they should also possess strong public and political acumen. Director Gaines has many technical strengths. However, I feel he is not the right leader for TPU's future. He is unwilling to embrace the public construct, the city charter, that Tacoma's public utilities operate within. He lacks respect for the city council, general government, the public, and even his own board members who challenge or disagree with him on issues. The staff of the utility are top-notch. However, TPU is facing and will continue to face significant changes in the industry. I do not have the confidence in Director Gaines' ability to guide policymakers through these critical decisions in an open and inclusive manner. I believe it is time for new leadership at TPU, and by that I mean someone who will work positively within the construct of the Tacoma City Charter to build relationships that benefit both our ratepayers and our community, and someone who respects the public process and views these processes as adding value, who doesn't just do what is minimally required, but who shows true commitment to seeking alternative and opposing thoughts and views for consideration. This is the type of leader I think we need for TPU's future viability in this dynamically changing world. And therefore, I will not be voting in favor of reconfirmation.
Thank you, Ms. Larkin.
Thank you, Chair Patterson. Bill Gaines has made a significant contribution to TPU. He's applied his skill and has contributed to the financial stability and professional management of the organization. The job of the director of the utility is complex and takes a wide variety of skills. In addition to significant industry experience, financial, technical, and legal aptitude, it takes people and political skills. It takes leadership vision to shape the culture and the future of the organization. It takes innate skills to be in touch with the pulse of the community that it operates within. Notwithstanding the significant contributions Bill has made during his tenure, TPU, I believe, is at a pivotal juncture in its time, and it's time for change and time for new leadership. The utility industry is changing, and TPU must change with it in order to prepare for that future. We need a director that is more forward-thinking, deeply rooted in public service, more environmentally conscious, and more responsive to the policy directions of the board and council. We need a director that respects and understands the city charter and how policy is made and decided under it. Specifically, I remain extremely frustrated with the lack of progress on the CLIC business plan. I have serious disagreements with the director on the role of the board in making policy. The rate discussion this last year is an example of that in terms of its process, and more specifically, recently, the comments made about speaking nationally with senators and being appointed to as vice chair of the board of APPA. As a board member, I learned about those things from a press release sent out to the media. Seems like as a board member, I should know about those things. So with that, it's with no joy in my heart that I will vote against reconfirmation. Change is never easy, but I believe it's time for a change.
Thank you, Mr. Flint. So I'm acquainted with disruption in organizations when their leaders are removed, and disruption would be detrimental to TPU. I think we're all under an obligation to work together to resolve differences, and I'm disappointed that others don't wish to continue that work. There's no doubt that Mr. Gaines isn't perfect. Many of us regret in hindsight things we may have said and done. So I'm going to vote in favor of his reaffirmation. So, having done all that, I think we're ready for a voice vote. All in favor of this resolution, motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed?
No.
And the resolution is adopted. Thank you all.